Hi everyone, and welcome to the Front Porch Knitter. My name is Lucy Ann, and I am the Front Porch Knitter, and today we are on my front porch. It is pretty early in the morning, well, not really, 8:15, but I wanted to do it this early because it tends to be not as windy and a little quieter. And I wanted to be out here because I have no idea when I'm going to get to record again. And it's been hard enough getting to this point. It is going to be far too hot today for any sort of knitwear, so I'm not wearing any. But I'm so happy to be here with you. A lot has gone on since the last time we chatted, which was before Knit City Montreal, just after Fiddlehead Fibre Festival, so the end of April, I think. Yeah, crazy. We'll save some of that for the end, though. For those of you who know, suffice it to say, I'm flying to New Brunswick later today, so that's why I wanted to get everything done. I actually took everything with me when I was in New Brunswick earlier in June to record, but was so busy that I didn't get a chance. And so this is it. It's happening. I'm not sure how long it'll take me to get it posted, but it's going to be recorded, and then we'll go from there. So let's get on with the show. You're all here to see what I've been knitting and what I finished. For all intents and purposes, I have finished nothing. But because I should have finished something, I frogged a lot of things, like started and frogged since we last chatted. So you're never going to even know about those things. I'm sorry if you really want to know about the crazy things in my life. But I did, when I was in New Brunswick, take my circular sock machine with me. I have a 3D printed circular sock machine from, now let me get it right, Bear Valley, I think is the brand she uses for her sock machines, but it's Sound Yarns and Fiber, Rachel. It works great. I love it. But I wanted to get it done because my friend Heidi, who lives on the East Coast, wanted to try it as well. So I thought perfect opportunity to leave it with her over the summer. So along with the tubes I already have cranked, I cranked some more. So I will show you those and we'll pretend they're finished. So I hope they have little bits of fuzz all over them. I've got 2, 4, 6, 7 tubes that I cranked while I was there. And these will mostly be Christmas gifts. I have this one, which I really love the colors. It is a Lion Brand Sock Ease. And the colorway is Sidecar. Now I'm cranking right now on a 60-inch cylinder, or 60 stitch cylinder, not a 60-inch, 60 stitch. And that seems to give me on here a similar, like on the machine, a similar fit to my 64 stitch hand knit socks. Yeah, so that's what I've been using. So I did that one. I'm just gonna put things on the ground. And then I did up a whole bunch of my West Yorkshire Spinner Christmas colorways, a whole bunch, 3 or 4. This one is Vintage Tinsel. Is the color coming good? I know the light's behind me. I'm trying to make the best of a not perfect situation. Well, that's pretty good. And they are quite long. That's double. I should be able to get a decent pair of regular socks and a pair of shorties out of each one, or maybe, depending on who they're for, 2 regular socks. This is another West Yorkshire Spinners sock, Candy Cane. They're kind of fun. Another West Yorkshire Spinners, Hollyberry. This weird color you see up here, that's just the waste yarn between, when I switch, I put in waste yarn so I can just cut them apart. I like this one too. I think this one is a pretty masculine colorway as well. This one could be, except it's sparkle. This is Silent Night, and can you see it's kind of a denim-y blue sparkle color from West Yorkshire Spinners. This one is a Pro Lana fashion sock. See that label? And I don't know what colorway it is. 609. But it's just kind of autumnal colors, and it's got some like jacquard patterns in it. Oops, sorry, bumped the table. And this is an Opal. I don't know, it's all in a different language. I think German. Yes, German. There, that's pretty good. I'm just going to turn you a little bit because the sun is really hitting you head on. There, that's better. Not as pretty to see my brick wall, but there. That color, which is, I can tell you what it is, but I don't, like some of this is pretty deep stash stuff. 9410 is the colorway. My hair's not even dry. And I wish I could say it's because I went for a run this morning and had a shower, but it isn't. It's because I got up and had a shower. And I don't have, I always just let my hair air dry. Might blow dry if I was going to, you know, a wedding or something, but otherwise it just air dries. So that's sort of the only things I got finished. Just suffice it to say, it's been a crazy month. Well, I guess it's 2 months now, and not as much knitting happened as I would have liked. And this time of year you get busy with other things, right? Like your gardening, although if you looked at this garden that is on the other side of this camera, you wouldn't know that I had done any gardening, but you'll understand when we get to things later. I do have a few things I've been working on, so I'm going to show you those, and hopefully the next time we talk, some of them will be finished, because some of them are close. So I've been working on, I started these actually in Montreal, at Knit City, Montreal. It's just a broken rib, 1x1 cuff, and then a 1x1 broken rib stitch on the leg, so it's a little cushy, and on the top of the foot, and the bottom is just stockinette. And this is a yarn from Gingersnap. It was a sock set, and this is the contrast. And the coloring, this colorway is Blaze. I really like it. I got this, I think I got this last fall. But I do really like it. Like, it's a nice, fallish. Now, having said that, I know I bought the yarn thinking it would be great for one of the boys, but I'm pretty sure they're going to be for me, just because when I was knitting on them, that's how I, you know, I got going, and all of a sudden I went, oh, the leg didn't need to be this long for the boys. Oh well, I guess they're mine. No, don't frog them. Don't frog them to make them fit the boys better. Just claim them for yourself. Right? That's what we do. That's how it works. I don't know. I'm not very centered now. There, a little better. I will show you this now because it really should be in acquisitions. This is my beautiful new maple mousse bag that I got at the Atlantic Yarn and Fiber Festival in Shediac, or as my friend Robert calls it, Knit City Shediac. He was pretty excited to be there. Isn't this a gorgeous bag? Maple and Mousse makes beautiful bags, and I really, really like this one. And I have in here a skein of MCN that was dyed for assigned pooling. by my friend Val from Val Fibres. She does some beautiful stuff, and you can find her generally speaking, she was at Knit City Toronto last year, but she's also at, oh, got a real, there, hopefully this works. She's at most of the Southern Ontario festivals as well. It's her MCM base, and it's called Navy Blossom, and I'm just going to do a little triangular shawl, and I'm playing around with it right now. I am not sure, like I've done, the last time I did an assigned pooling shawl, I did baubles in the different color, but I was going to try something else, and I've started and frogged this multiple times already, and I'm still not loving it. Like I want the pattern I choose to do the yarn justice. And I thought I could just do it plain around, but I think I'm going to have to actually look at some of the patterns on Ravelry and see if I can find one that I like, and then modify it for the shape that I want. Because I want this to be, like I want it to be the beautiful piece I want it to be. Because I do wear it. The other one I did was coriander, and it was like a charcoal with the rainbow and I baubled all the warm colors, so the red, orange, and yellow I made a bauble with, and I wear that a lot, and I always get compliments on it. Like it is just a stunning the dye placement, it is a stunning little simple rectangular shawl that I wear. Interestingly, I actually wear it quite a bit, and I wore it a lot this spring, like with a jean jacket, or on days where it was, you didn't need a coat, but there was a nip in the air, and I would just put it around my neck with a long sleeve t-shirt. My collar's all wonky, probably because I'm sitting on the tails of my shirt, pulling it funny. Yeah, so I want this one to be an equally easy piece to wear. So it's going with me on my trip. Most of the thing, well, not the acquisitions, but most of the projects you'll see are going to go. And you will understand once we get to that part. So I love this bag though. Very excited about it. I don't know. Just throw things out there. Ooh. This is my Fire and Ice shirt by James N. Watt. And I was completely influenced by my friend Jillian, who is, you may know from the Little Red Mitten podcast. She works there with Jolynn. It's kind of hard to see. This gives you an idea. It's not blocked or anything. This one is the back. And both pieces are done. It just needs to be sewn together, and then the sleeve's done. And this is the front. But I think I want to block it before I put it together. And I have to do something here. I don't know, you can see that, you can see through right here. That was my first pickup line, and I really did get better at it further down. So I'm just going to have to do a little tidying there, I think, because I don't want to pick it all out. Although it doesn't take very long to knit. It knits up really quickly because it's knit in, well, I chose to knit it in Estelle Linacott. And the colors I picked are navy, and I think it's just navy, and raspberry is the other colorway. You can't see that probably. Anyway, navy and raspberry. And it's a 50-50 cotton linen blend. And so I'm looking forward to wearing it. And I still have to do the sleeves and the ribbing, but I still have another skein of the navy. It said I needed 3 of each, but in theory, I don't have any more fuchsia except a couple of stripes on the sleeve to do, or the pink, raspberry. And then the sleeve and the ribbing in this. So I'm not sure it really needs 3, but sometimes I think designers are generous to make sure you don't run out, which is fine. But I was a little worried because I could only get 2 of the raspberry, and figured I might have to do some adjusting to make it work. But yeah, I'm very happy with how it looks. This is a really neat construction. You knit the first panel with the shaping in it, this top panel, and it's knit across, and then you pick up and attach the next one as you knit across, and then the third one. So it's really easy. Like, you could add another, if you wanted to put another panel on the bottom, you easily could. Like, it's the same, it would be the same construction for each one. The only ones with shaping are the top panel on the back and the front. And that's where you get, and because it's knit separate, there's no short rows. Like, it's all just, because you're knitting across. Yeah, you're knitting. Oh, do you understand what I'm trying to say? Apparently words are an issue today. It is not knit. It's not knit this way. It's knit this across this way. So the stitches are going across your body, not up and down. This is the back, but. So the shaping comes by adding and removing stitches to give it more or less depth in the front and the back. So that, I really want to get that done. I think it's going to look great over, like over a dress or a tunic, or with a skirt. It's going to be a little bit cropped, but not crazy. And yeah, looking forward to wearing it. And because it's a heavier weight cotton, I'm going to be able to wear it deeper into the fall, which is also a really nice thing. I look exhausted. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, people. I don't feel exhausted, but I do look exhausted. Okay. I'm just doing these sort of in random order, and it's only the things I've worked on since we last talked. Oh, this is a tale of woe. You will have all seen this sock before, because it's been done for a while. And I really like it. And it's a pattern I've started to write up, so I'm thinking it might get done and go into testing. And I was at, for my other job, I was at a conference, and I had a little bit of knitting time, and I had the cuff done, and I just pulled them out and I started knitting the wrong stitch pattern. So I have to frog this back to the cuff. So I knit it in the right stitch pattern, so the 2 socks match. That would be handy, wouldn't it? But, you know. Anyways, I had supper with Nancy from Knit Sip Happy the one day, because I was in Moncton. And I said to her, I just spent 3 hours knitting on a sock that I now have to take out because I knit the wrong stitch pattern. This is what it's supposed to look like. Can you see that? It's kind of like a traveling ribbing. It's really nice and squishy. I really like it. And when you pull it, it gets a bit like basket weave, but it's different. And I love this yarn. It is Leo and Roxy in their, which base? Their 80/20 sock. And the colorway is called Olive View. This is an old colorway. I don't think they do it anymore. It was pretty deep stash. But they do other similar things. I just really like it because it was so lightly speckled. Yeah. So, those will get worked on while I'm away. As you know, one should, as one should, make 2 socks that match. Not that it's a requirement. Lots of people don't care. However, I do. This is another bit of a tale of woe. I love it. Oh, my headphones are in here. It's probably not good for them or the yarn. When we were at Knit City, Montreal, I can't even remember which booth. One of the booths we were in had a Sophie scarf knit in mohair. And I thought, oh, that's kind of a neat, like I really liked it. It was very feminine, very diaphanous. It had cute little pom-poms on the end. And so I thought, I want to try that. So I, from my lovely friend Deborah, I bought a skein of her Surrey. And I started doing it with 2 strands. And that's, you can see that's pretty heavy looking, thick. Wasn't really what I was looking for. So I didn't frog it, like I had the yarn to use if I want to, but mohair is not fun to frog. But I just cut it off and set it aside. This is the colorway, and it's called Earth Day. And it's her Surrey Silk Fluff candy wrappers. And it is 65 baby Surrey alpaca, 35 silk. Oh, the sun is not playing nice. I forget how fast it comes up when I'm out here. That's Yarn Indulgence. And so I started it again, and I was knitting on this. Well, a lot of this knitting was done with other people. And so I knit on it in Knit in Public Day. We were in New Brunswick, and I knit on it on the plane, going back and forth. And I'm not loving the way it's looking right now. Like I think I need to muck around because it's a little different gauge. I'm now holding it single. I need to muck around a bit with the rate of increase, I think, to get the shape I want, because I'm not loving the shape. I also need to get better at counting, because apparently I can't count and talk at the same time. Who knew? I also need to get better at paying attention when I'm doing it. So I think I'm going to frog this again. I'm still going to make it because I don't love the current shape. And yeah, and that seems to be the story of my knitting right now. I'm almost afraid to start another project because although my Certifier Nice, the James N. Watt pattern, except for that one section where I felt the pickup wasn't as good as it could have been, and I should have gone back right then, but at that point I'd frogged so many things. I just wanted to keep going, but I can fix that. Like I'll just do a little mattress stitching to close that back up and it'll be fine. You guys will know because I told you, but nobody else will. That's how it works. Not that, you know, you are not an insignificant number of people. And if you all shared it with 2 friends, then a lot of people would know. But it seems to be just, I've frogged as much as I knit. I probably have frogged more than I knit this spring. Which brings me, you'll all recognize this beautiful Carolyn Van Dyke bag from Van Dyke Designs, which I love. In here, and I did work on it, and I had promised Jolynn that I would have it finished before the end of June, but then some things went sideways, and I am down to only about a quarter of one front left to do. So this is the Lang cable knit sweater for my aunt's granddaughter, my cousin's daughter, that I'm working on. And I have all the pieces. So I have 2 sleeves. I have a front and one front and the back. It's a cardigan. And I am this far on the second front. And this is my little ducky on it from my friend Leanne. This is the other front piece. So you can see I am just at the decrease for the sleeve and like the underarm, not that this is a good way to measure, but the underarm decrease and the front shaping is what I need to do. I have this much left to knit from here up. How long will that take? Oh, that's inside out. That's the back. How long will that take me? A couple of evenings, maybe. Problem is, it requires all my concentration. I don't find this pattern easy to work on in the evening, so it's morning knitting. And it's morning knitting when I don't want to read. I can probably do an audiobook. I could have the TV on if I didn't need to pay attention, but I just need to get to it, right? I'm taking it with me. I don't usually take it with me to New Brunswick because I don't have a lot of that kind of knitting time, but I just need it finished. I need this one done so I can start the next one before these children are in university. Because, you know, they're 10 and 12 right now, 8 and 10, something like that. We figured it out last week how old they were. I have time. But it is, I am not kidding. Not a word of lie. I am, and I think that's why I'm struggling with everything else, because I know this needs to be done. And so as a result, nothing is working the way I want it to. I think we all have those times in our knitting or whatever craft we do or whatever we do in life, right? Like all the things, like it happens, it just happens that way. You have a drink. Oh, that was a bit of an earthquake. It's a very heavy mug of water. And we just don't, things don't go the way we envision. And so sometimes we just need to, it's okay to frog it. And it's also okay to put it in timeout for a little while on the back burner. I'm turning you just ever so slightly again. Let's see which way I need to turn you. I'm sorry, giving you all heart palpitations there. That's a little better. My final work in progress is, I have a spin ongoing and Tour de Fleece starts today. So I will be taking spinning with me. This is one of the full bobbins. This is the bobbin in progress with some fiber attached. And this is, I have one more braid of this to do. I had 2 braids of it. This is Firefly Haven, the lovely Pam. And it is her Millicent Fiber, 19.5 micron superwash merino. And it is a one-of-a-kind green colorway. And when it says one-of-a-kind, there was one dye lot of it, not a repeatable. And I bought 2 braids. So I have approximately 200 grams. I think they're both a little, they both weighed a little heavy when I weighed them. So that's what I'm working on for Tour de Fleece. If you're not familiar with Tour de Fleece, Google it. You'll find it's basically spinning. You set your own goal. It's just a, you know, it's just, there's chat groups and things where you set your own goal of how much you want to spin every day. And you spin every day of the Tour de France. And it worked. Yeah, it's just a fun way to, you know, I like it because one of the things that, because I spin irregularly, I sometimes takes me a bit to get my rhythm back. And I find when you do Tour de Fleece or anything like that, where you're knitting for, you're knitting every day, spinning every day, it gets you that consistency and the muscle memory that you need to keep going. Okay, this sun is getting really irritating. So we're going to do just a couple of quick things. One, I still haven't had the person come forward who won my 1,000 subscriber draw. So right here, everyone look up from whatever knitting you're working on, so you can see. I will insert the name, the second name I am going to draw from that, because it's an amazing prize. It's all that great yarn from Prince Edward Island and New Brunswick, and there's a knitting bag from my friend Sadie from Topsail Canvas, and like, it is a great prize. I want someone to win it. So look right here. And to claim it, email me. The information will be down below, or message me on Instagram. That information will be down below as well. I haven't normally I write my show notes before I do the recording. I didn't have time this time, so it'll be in the show notes though. I'm going to pause you here, you won't even notice, and I'm going to rearrange us so the sun is better. There, I don't know if this is that much better, but hopefully it is. Now the next part, if you're not interested, I'm okay with that. We're going to look at the acquisitions I have from both Knit City Montreal and the Atlantic Yarn and Fiber Festival in Shediac, and some life stuff. So if that's not your jam, no problem. We'll catch you later. But I have two fairly good sized bags here, and I tried to behave a little bit, but was not completely successful. In no particular order, I'm going to show you what I got, and I'm taking this with me, I'm pretty sure, because I'm really excited to spin it. This is literally a takeout cake container full of the most amazing, can I get into it, fluff. This is 50% Angora, 25% merino, 25% silk, and when you touch it, it's like it's not even there. It's just so soft, and you can see the beautiful colors. It's reds and oranges, and well, and the silk doesn't take the dye as well, so you can see a little bit of white. I am pretty excited to dye this, or dye it, spin it. And it was from La Dame aux Angora. She was in the small, they had a room that was like smaller, independent. I don't want to say independent, that's not the word. Smaller, more cottage type makers and sellers. So not the big names we all recognize. They were all smaller names and mostly relatively local to the area. So that is, let me see it better on there. I'm excited. That's going with me. I think that's the only other fiber I'm taking with me besides the green braid, but that will go. Then that bag we'll talk about separate, because it is separate. I got Kim and Colin from Gingersnap always have an amazing booth, and I saw these bags, and I love, love, love the shape. Like, it sits flat on the table once it's, I have to get a project in this, but I haven't put anything in because I was holding it to show you guys. And it has a note, like a notions pouch in the middle, which is great. It has another zipper here, which is also really nice because you can pop little things in there. And two little pockets on this side. And it is just the cutest bag and the most gorgeous fabric. And I love the shape. I love everything about it. I love the shape. I love the handle. Follow them on Instagram. There'll be links down below for all of these. As long as I can find them, there will be links for all of these things. So I got that. Then there's this, the tale, you know, also a tale of woe. I see Megan at lots of shows. She lives on the East Coast, but is originally from here in Ontario, so we often see her. But I picked up another skein of the Beat colorway in her Rustic Heather Sport because my pressed flowers, I'm a little worried I might run out of the color. So this is an insurance skein. It's for sure not the same dye lot because I bought the original yarn at La Villa Yarn Shop when my friend Manon still had her yarn shop. And, you know, this is 2 or 3 years later. But I think because it's in the pressed flowers, so it's mosaic knitting and you have the flowers breaking everything up. If I helically knit this into it, and it's not really helically knitting, I guess it might be knit flat, the sleeve, I can't remember. But if I knit this in, alternating with the other skein, you're not going to really notice with everything else that's going on. It's busy enough that it's not going to be that noticeable. So I picked that up, you know, an emergency skein, because as we do, that's what happens when you don't have a plan always when you buy things. So, oh, and then Knit City Montreal is, if you weren't able to go, like if you are ever close to a Knit City or similar large festival, I encourage you to go. There is so much inspiration, and that's mostly what I go for. The people, meet and talk to people, because that's the most important thing to me about art craft is the community, but also inspiration. And I walked by, so last year in Toronto, Les Garçons' booth was so full, I barely could get into it. In Montreal, it was busy, but a little less so, because their shop is there too, right? Like the people of Montreal get to see their stuff all the time, but they have these really nice, like buffalo plaid hat kits. So it came with a beautiful bag with Max's lovely artistic work on the front of it. And I picked up, and this is their British decay. These 3 skeins, I don't know if you can see, it's a navy. Well, let me tell you what the colorways are because they're always so well named. Vincent's Highland Coup, Edith Butler, and this is the marl of the 2. To do a buffalo plaid hat. And it should work out. The lovely Tanya assured me that if one I do the main color navy and the other one I do the main color Highland Coup, I should have enough to do a hat for each of the boys. Lovely hats. Hats that I will remind them they cannot lose and they cannot wash. They can't wash and put in the dryer. But they're going to be beautiful. It is just gorgeous yarn. That it is wonderful. It's 100%. Let me find the composition. I know I saw it. No, 70% BFL, 30% Masham, non-superwash. That's going to be a great hat. So I walked by that kit several times. It was still there on the last day, and I went, okay, that must mean I'm supposed to buy it. I can actually get in their booth, which was an issue in Toronto, and go from there. Another really cool thing I saw from this company, Pirouette, is, and I think you might, yeah, you can probably, if I hold it out here, can you see the sparkle? The sparkle's hard to see. This is 1,800 meters. It's very fine. It's a lace weight. 72% cotton, 28% steel. So you can see it a little bit, the glitteriness. So rather than like a lot of the glitter and sparkle yarns you get have a lot of plastic in them, this one is metal. It's very fine. It doesn't feel stiff. It yeah, I'm going to use it, I am pretty sure, held with Tin Lena for my Miserina that I'm knitting for the PEI Fiber Festival. Well, there's a bunch of us knitting it. And this is the color black. And very reasonable. 1,800 meters for $11. Like, I'm excited to try it, to see how it comes together. That's going with me. I'm hoping to start my Miserina while I'm away. Who knows? I always take way too much knitting because I know I can do laundry there, so I don't need to take clothes. I also, because I've been looking at this for a couple of years, and every time I've gone in the booth, I haven't been able to find a color I love. This is Ancient Arts Little Nettle Soft. It is 68% superwash fine merino and 32% nettle. And this colorway is cranberry. No, the color's off. I'm sorry, people. If I had more time, I could move everything. And I think I'm going to make a tank with it. It is very soft. Nettle acts like a summer fiber, like a bamboo or cotton. It is apparently more environmentally friendly, less harsh things used in its production, so that's kind of nice. Oh, I do have a couple of finished objects in here. This is how you know you're losing your mind. Okay, we're at the bottom of my little bag of tricks here, but I will show you what. Look at this, a pair of socks. Let me think what the yarn is. It's We Are Knitters Cotton Merino Blend. Just cute little shorties. I thought I'd already shown you those, but they were in this bag because I was supposed to remember to tell you about them. And also, it feels a little grinchy, but this is a somewhat modified Sophie scarf. And this is two different sugar bush yarns. One's the alpaca and one is just a merino. But doesn't that give sort of Grinch vibes? Like, it really feels Christmassy to me. It's just a Sophie scarf, striped. I worked on this when we were in Montreal as well. I think it's going to be a fun, you know, winter Christmassy accessory. It feels amazing because the one color is alpaca and the other one's super soft merino. All the Grinch vibes. I did finish something. Isn't it amazing when you discover that? Because I had that bag packed to go with me to New Brunswick's the last time. And I also was lucky enough, and I'm double lucky, and I'll tell you about that in a second. This was Gingersnap's show colorway, Citrus Summer, and it's black light reactive. And this is the fingering weight version. And it's called, did I say it's called Citrus Summer? And I picked this up because I really wanted one. And I won one as well. It's on its way to me. So I will have two of these. So I need to think of something fun to make with it. You know, I could just make socks, but I'll have two of them, so I could do something more fun. I could do, I don't know what. I could do a ranunculus. Isn't that what everyone says when they have two skeins of fingering? I could do a ranunculus or a love note. But this is such fun colors. I really want to make something fun with it. So I got that. They just do such an amazing job at the various colorways, and yeah, it's fun. And my friend Heidi bought me a Knit City project bag. I love it. It's very cute. I'm running out of places to put things. And you've heard me talk to my friend Helen before. Helen was on the Alaskan cruise with us last year, and Helen Cavell, and she lives originally from the US in Boston area, Cambridge maybe, and now lives in Portugal. Her sister-in-law lives very close to me, so that's how we made a bigger connection. And she was at Knit City, Montreal, which is nice because that's where she's originally, like that's where she was born. Her adult life was spent in Cambridge. And she gave me this really cute little Notions pouch. I love the color. A friend of hers, I think a friend of hers in Lisbon makes them. And I really like that it has there's a name inside. Joanna Candia. Okay, that sounds bad when you say it in my nasty English accent. I will hold it up for you. It is not candy ass. It is something else. And it has 2 zippers, which is nice because, you know, a pouch like this, you can sometimes lose little things at the bottom, so you can pop them in here. It is just a really nice size. I'm excited. It will remind me of her every time I use it. Thank you so much, Helen. I love it. And I also got from my friend Rochelle little turtle needle stoppers. Aren't they cute? They're so cute. And we saw Noelle and Kelly from Knit Chat Cafe. You can see that. This is Noelle's card. Some really cute note cards. I love them. You've been framed. When all the vertices unite. Thought you could use a little emotional support, chicken. And that's just ranunculus. So got those cute little note cards. In this fun little pouch. So those will be nice to be able to send out to people. So that was my purchases at Knit City, Montreal. But I also did a little pre-show shopping. Sorry for the, I don't know why people always say sorry for the rustling. The reality is we rustled the packaging so you can see the cool stuff that we got. My friend Michelle from Woolens and Nosh was coming up for they just came up for one day, I think. It's not that far from their place. They're in Vermont, so it's a 2 or 3 hour drive, so not a crazy drive for them. And I love her yarn, but the shipping to Canada is so ridiculous. So I did a purchase and she delivered to me right at the show, which was perfect. Look at my hair. Look at the frizzy bits. Craziness. Needs to be brushed again. But that's okay. So I placed an order to get some of the yumminess. This is her 90% Targhee, 10% nylon. It's an old Yarn Club colorway, I think, Cardophile, which will be really nice. I think these are all her Targhee base. Nope, this one's fingering. This colorway, or this one's merino. This is Hawaiian shirt. Look at those colors. Doesn't that look fun? And if you're not familiar, Woolens and Nosh, she does self-striping colorways. So go check out her website. This one is the merino. This one is High Allen. I don't know the reference. If someone knows the reference, tell me. I can probably Google it, but I just love the colors. Repotting Sprout. This is the Superwash Merino. I really like those colors as well. It's crazy, you know, the sun moves in the sky in the morning. I really should have picked a different spot to record. Oh, and this one is Happy Bright Clones. This one's the Targi base. Look at those colors. I think, isn't that going to be fun? I think this might be fingerless mitts, not socks, because I want more people to see it. And I said to her, okay, those are the ones I want. Then I want you to pick one you think I need. So this is the one she picked. It's Boss Ass Bitch. And it is the her Targi base. Look at those colors. It's gonna make me feel powerful. I just love it. So it was great. It was great to see Michelle and her husband. And yeah, it is the fun thing about when you do something like the Alaskan cruise, because you meet all these amazing people. But because we were from all over the world, we it's not as easy to reconnect other times in other places. Like, we ran into several people who had been on the cruise with us. So Laura and Gail from Yarn Room Shenanigans, check out their podcast. I'll link it down below. They were there, so it was great to see them. They'd been on the cruise with us. Pamela from Sweater Weather Podcast, she was there, so it was great to see her. Michelle, obviously, myself, Helen, Heidi. Like, there was quite a few of us there. Tracy and Jody, they were there. I don't have a single picture with them. Talked to them, hugged, visited, no pictures. Didn't take any pictures with Gail and Laura either. Like, we are the worst. I am the worst. I am so in the moment and so excited to see the people. I never remember to take pictures. I need someone following me around. Like, I need an assistant who remembers to take pictures. Maybe I give Heidi that job. She's more likely to remember than I am. It's crazy. I just found something else, and there is one more, a different color, I think a green. I also picked up some more embroidery, the embroidery thread from Leo and Roxy. Geek in the Pink and number 2 HB pencil. Because I want to add some more colors to my bag. But I haven't worked on it lately, so I just picked up some other colors of that. So that's what I got in Montreal. Then the next, I don't think I had any other yarn arrive in between. Oh, I forgot this. I also got this in Montreal. I drove so I could do a little more shopping than I would have if I'd just been taking the train. Let me get this open. I have several Big Blue Mama baskets and I love them, but I've never been able to get a Bustani basket. And she had a few that I really caught my eye, and I was trying to decide. And when I finally got back to her, okay, not sure where we were at. The storage was full. I was talking about my Bustani bag. I've been able to get a few Big Blue Mama bags, but I've not been able to get a Bustani one. When I went to her booth, this one was still there. It's like a round bottomed bucket. It hasn't been used much yet, so it's not broken, but I really like it, and it has the loop that can go over the button to keep it closed. So I also got that in Montreal. Quite like it. So that was all my Montreal acquisitions now. And then, so Montreal was the long weekend, and I was home for a couple of weeks, and then the 2nd of June, I headed to the East Coast again, and was there for a couple of weeks. And one of the things I did while I was there, I had some work to do. I helped my parents, but I also had went to the Atlantic Yarn and Fiber Festival, the first one in Shediac. And if you keep an eye on it, follow them, Atlantic Yarn and Fiber on Instagram. I'll put a link down below. This year was great. Next year's going to be even better. So if you fancy a trip to Atlantic Canada or live in the region, it will be well worth your visit. So I did pick up a few things. Since I had told my friend Donna I really wanted one of these bags, I could not leave it behind. She had a few, and I wanted the one with the lime green knitwit. It is full of all the things I bought while I was there, so I will pull those things out and show you the inside. It is a really nice big bucket, perfect size for a sweater project. It has lots of pockets inside, so that's kind of fun. And yeah, I'm excited. MOQ is her company name. She does not have a website, but you can find her at most of the events in Atlantic Canada. That's her MOQ. It's her grandchildren's names. And yeah, she makes beautiful bags. So I got that. My friend Amanda at Red Island Fiber she's so funny. She's such a sweetheart. She was setting up, and I just happened to be walking by, and she goes, "Could you use this?" I said, "Yeah." She goes, "I have no idea what it is. It's not labeled." So it has ball bands on it, but it doesn't say what it is. But I'm sure I can use it in color work on something, right? Like, I mean, it's yarn. I can figure out what weight it is. I would say Sport or DK for these two. And this one is maybe a little heavier. But it is such a Prince Edward Island wool. Yummy sheepy fiber. Can't beat it. Undyed. Always a good option if you don't know what to get. So I got that from Amanda. And I also got this. It's about, I think, approximately 160 grams, this braid. Such fun colors. She sells it by the gram. She has like huge chunks of fiber. So if you're a felter, you can just buy a bump a little bit. If you're a spinner, you can buy as much as you want. So I did. I'm looking forward to this. I might take this with me too. This would be fun to spin in the summer. It's nice colors. And then from Emma at Botanical Fibers, I picked up, this is her 100% untreated merino DK in the colorway Amethyst. My little friend who I spend a lot of time with, she's 3. She's all about the purple right now. So I thought I would make her a purple hat for winter. And then this was I had planned to buy this, a purposeful purchase from my friend Sadie at Top Sale Canvas. I picked up the DPN, her DPN roll. And I won't use it for DPNs. I will use it for my flexi flips because although the tubes they come in are lovely, it's not easy to take multiples with you. It just rolls up. And it's this pretty lime green, which I love. It's one of my favorite colors of hers. So I picked that up. So those were my purchases. As you may or may not know, Jolynn from Leo and Roxy Yarn Co. was at the Atlantic Yarn and Fiber Festival, and she'd flown in, and I brought her yarn down for her in my car. Well, not all of it, but a couple of big bags. And then she was driving back with me. So after the show, we decided to stay an extra day because I was staying at my parents' cottage, so that's always relaxing. And we made the drive out to Harvey. Well, I think it's actually it might be called Harvey Mills. It's a little further outside of Harvey than right in the village, to Briggs and Little. And my favorite thing at Briggs and Little is they have a big basket in the middle of the floor with their seconds in it. And it can be a second because the dye color is not exactly right, or there's more than 2 knots, I think is one of their criteria for making it a second. There's more than 2 knots in the skein. This is so woolly, and you can just spit splice it. Having a knot does not impact it. And but so I picked up this color was in the, I think it is just their regular red. Like, I think the issue must be knots in this one, because this looks like the color's right, but it might be off a little bit in the sport. But I also, so there were 2 of them in there, so I picked those up. And then I picked up in the regular 2 skeins of unbleached, I think is what this is called. Oh, bleached white, not the unbleached, the bleached. So it's whiter. And it'll probably be colorwork mittens. Like, it just, you know, you can't leave it behind. You can't leave things behind. The yarn in the seconds basket needs a home. And it might as well be my home as anybody else's. So those were our adventures. We had a nice drive home. We stopped in a cute little yarn shop in Levy. And I don't know if I have any pictures from there. I think I do. I'll post them at the end of this if I do. And I can't remember what it was called right now, but I'll put that down below as well. And it was nice. It's, you know, it's always nice to go into other yarn shops and see different things. So that's fun. And I think Jolynn enjoys that as well. She gets ideas, which is great. And this place was really cool because their yarn was all displayed in just these big rectangular cabinets, where most people use like the cubbies from IKEA or whatever. They had like cut up sonotubes, like the tubes that you pour concrete in to put a post in the ground. They're heavy, heavy cardboard, like they act as the form, and cut in lengths, and the yarn was in them. So they're circles, and it's a really nice way to display the yarn because you can have each colorway in a separate tube. And I don't know, they're 10 or 12 inches. I don't know what size they were. It's kind of cool. I think I have some video of it, so I'll post it at the end. And the lady who worked there was lovely. They had a beautiful spot for their sit and knit space. They also had a lot of cross stitch supplies and embroidery and needlepoint and those kinds of crafts. I keep glancing over because there's a couple of birds playing in my bird bath. Yeah, so we had a great drive home. We hit a storm when we got to, we were on the 407 and hit a storm by the IKEA in Vaughan. So we did some shopping because who doesn't need a little retail therapy on the way home? We waited out the storm, then drove the rest of the way, and the weather was fine. Yeah, and it was great to spend time with her. I've known her for a long time, but never spent any great amount of time with her. So it was fun to drive back and visit and talk about our lives and our kids. And yeah, that was really good. So we got home. I don't remember what the date was, the 17th, 18th. We did stop at my aunt's in Quebec City overnight. So yeah, it must have been the 18th when we got home. And on the '19th, which was the Thursday, I think, one of the young women I support was expecting, and she had having a tough time at the end of her pregnancy. And so her children are like grandchildren to me. They're lovely, lovely little people. They came and say, I just want to say, at my age, which most of you know what it is, but I'm north of 60, a 1-year-old and a 3-year-old, no matter how good they are exhausting, especially full-time. And I had them for most of a week. So I picked them up on Thursday afternoon, and they went, the baby was born on the following Tuesday, and they went home on the Wednesday. They were good. It was fine. I got absolutely nothing done. I had to, once again, like when we're new moms, I had to figure out how to have a shower with 2 toddlers in the house. So it was a great week. Interesting, but a great week. Fortunately, John was gone away the first couple of days for work. So it meant the kids and I sort of got to figure out a routine on our own before he came home. But yeah, so that was good. So I didn't get anything done that 10 days. And then the Friday morning or Friday afternoon, we flew to the East Coast for my dad's 85th birthday, which is, you know, great. I'm glad we were able to go. John and I and our youngest daughter, Hillary, the three of us flew out for a long weekend and had a great time, stayed at my cousin's house. So we got some pool time, we have a traditional dinner of, if you're from the East Coast, you'll understand, of donaires. And so we did that on the Sunday evening. And my dad's birthday was the Saturday. And on Monday, we went and had lunch with other friends of ours. My friend Faith and her husband Holly came in from their camp, and we went to the lovely Picaroons for lunch. It was great. They have some amazing, like, I know I like their beer. Like, they have, it's a brewery, like a brew pub. They have lovely beer, but they have some really nice non-alcoholic beers. And I enjoy the taste of beer. I don't need the buzz. Like, that's not what I go for. So it was really nice. A really nice IPA. Oh, the other thing, Knit in Public Day. I never mentioned that. So I knew I was going to be in Fredericton that day, and I hadn't heard anything about what was going on. So I just threw it out in we have an MB Knitters chat group. Not that I live in New Brunswick, but you know, I'm there almost as much as I'm here. Filled that, or popped in there and said, hey, what should we do? And a bunch of us got together at Picaroons that day too. Knit in public for a couple hours. Laura from Tiny Human Knits was there. My friends Leslie and Lori were there. Tasha, who lives in Armagdo, she was there. Robin, I will link her down below. She's also a dyer, and I can't remember Robin's Comfy Cozy, I think, but I'll put it down below so you know you can check her out. And a couple of other ladies who I didn't actually meet, like I don't know their names, but they were lovely. We visited and we sat there and knit, and if we'd been able to get the word out to more people, but unfortunately it was the first sunny Saturday of the spring, and so a couple of people I know were trying to get yard work and stuff done, and we completely understand, but it was such a nice way to spend a couple of hours. I know my parents don't understand why we would go and knit in public, but if you ever are in Fredericton and want a really cool place, they do have indoors, but their patio in the summer is amazing, and it's right on the Fredericton trail system, so you can bike or walk or rollerblade or whatever you do. Right there, it goes right past the patio, and it's a great place to stop and have a refreshment and some food, and yeah, it's lovely. So we had lunch with our friends the next weekend, and that was Monday. Tuesday was Canada Day. We flew home. We did not even make it all the way home, and we got a phone call that my mom had fallen and she has cracked her pelvis. Now, I didn't think she would be getting home from the hospital till today or tomorrow, but she actually got home yesterday, and so that is why I'm flying down. So I'll be there. So if you're in Fredericton and you want someone to knit with for a little while, give me a shout and see if I can get away, but I think I'm going to be pretty busy. Just helping her, right? Like it's, and cooking for my dad. Because apparently when my mom is unwell, my dad doesn't eat. You know, my nephew was bringing him food to make sure he ate. I mean, we do know that he survives mostly on cookies and toast when no one's around. Men of a certain generation, right? So, yeah, so it's going to be an interesting trip, different than usual. Have I packed yet? Nope. We're leaving in a couple of hours, so I have time to pack still. My husband is currently on the golf course, which is normal for him on a Saturday morning, but I wanted to make sure I got in here to talk to you guys. And to let you know a few things. One is that you give me inspiration. All of you do. And the other is it makes me feel good to know you're out there. And please comment down below. Tell me anything, including if you know the reference to the yarn from that I mentioned earlier, that I think it was High Allen. And knitting keeps me going, and yeah, I'm looking forward to spending some time with my mom and helping her make this next transition in her life, and hopefully she gets her full mobility such as it was back. I think having to be in a wheelchair would be devastating for her, so we're hoping she can stay ambulatory, upright walking, but she's hurt one of her in the fall. It didn't break, but she hurt her arm, and so it makes using her walker harder. So we just have to figure all the things out. My cousin and my sister-in-law and my sister and their families have been amazing since Tuesday, and I'm just thankful that they were there and that I can now make this turnaround and get back down. I had to do laundry. Things I had to do here. I've been home so little that there's so many things that just haven't gotten done, and they just aren't going to. I'm resigned to the fact that my vegetable garden is half planted, and that is how it's going to be this year. Only half planted. I can't do anything about it. Nobody else in my family is interested in gardening, so they're not going to deal with it, because it is a bit of a project right now. I'm doing some rehabbing on my planter boxes, and it's not like I can just say, just plant these seeds. Like, there's work that needs to be done before it can happen. And I got half the garden done. I have eight raised planters, and I got like raised beds. I got 4 of them done, and the other 4 are not. So I'm just going to get my husband to whippersnip the weeds off, and we'll put some black plastic over top of it when I get home, whenever that is, and that'll kill the weeds and be ready for next spring. And we'll go from there. Who knows, I might be home in 2 weeks. If I'm home in 2 weeks, I could plant some things still, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think it's going to be longer than that. So thanks everybody. If you've hung out for this long, you've listened to my ramblings, heard the craziness that goes on in my world, and we will go from there. Take care. Happy knitting. Enjoy your summer. If it's summer where you are, enjoy the winter if it's winter where you are. And wherever you are, remember, knitting should be fun. So if it's not fun, it's okay to stop. Have a good one, guys. Bye.
She's leaning back. I feel like I'm leaning back too. Right? I feel like, are we not in frame? We can help here. It's video. It's video.
I lost Leanne though.
I want to redo. This is so much better.
Make her lay down on the floor.
That beer is hitting hard.
You didn't drink beer. You drank lemonade.
Yeah.